Hey internet friends, so today's video is going to be going over the timeline once again. I just want to make this crystal clear. I am not on anybody's side concerning the Jack and Lilly case other than Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I do not vouch for any of the family members, only for Jack and Lilly, and all I care about is finding them and wanting to know the truth to where these two children are, because from the RCMP's outlook on this, it isn't good, and in my opinion they don't believe the children are alive, and the children are not at some reserve. I don't care how many times it's been pushed. There is no proof of this. There are no clues to where these children are. So until there's proof, or the RCMP or investigators come out and say that the children are somewhere else, I'm going to keep on believing that unfortunately that they've been hurt. I'm just going to say it like that, and probably in the woods somewhere. I don't know if they're getting cadaver dogs or what. We have not been updated regarding that, but I do want to go over the timeline. Yes, last night I was kicked out of a private chat where Janie was speaking, and I was in there just to get the timeline because, as you know, my friend and I are the ones who have been working on this, and it's kind of ironic that we share the timeline with this person and then they block us from the chat. And I even shared their fundraiser type visual thing on my channel, and then they block it. So yeah, we're not even going to talk about that. Enough with the drama. We are going to be focusing more on Jack and Lilly and less on mom and dad and the rest of the family. But I am grateful that Janie was able to fill in some of these holes that have been just gaping wide since the beginning of this case. And supposedly she is going to be doing an interview on the national news, or CBC, I believe it is, in Canada. I believe maybe last week she did, and maybe it's coming out today, or I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So what we are going to be doing today is going over the timeline again. Now, this is going to be starting from Wednesday when they went to Patty's to supposedly wash laundry, and then didn't get home until 10 p.m., which was late because Janie had mentioned something to Daniel about getting home so late. We are going to be starting from that day and then ending Friday after the children went missing. Now, this I'm just going to put up the captions of the exact words, so I'm not messing up anything and you guys hear crystal clear. Now, like I said, we have filled in the timeline to the best of our knowledge. Yes, we have other things in the timeline from other people who have said or have been told, but it'll say who it's from, like if it's from Durwood, or if it's from Janie, or if it's from Belinda or Daniel's text, it'll say in the description to the right of the timeline. So you guys stay tuned, and we're going to go over the timeline again. Like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, kids go missing. So if you want to go ahead and print out the timeline I have on my community page and go over it with us here in the video, that would be great. All right, guys, get ready, like, share, and subscribe. Wednesday morning, around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, they went to Patty's to do laundry. They didn't get back until 10 p.m. The reason I know is my dog barked and let me know. I opened up my door. I said to Daniel, "You're getting home kind of late, aren't you?" And he said, "I would have been home a lot earlier." All right, Thursday morning. They didn't go to school. Heard they went to town. I don't know where they went. I don't know what they bought. And nothing. And then I come out of the trailer. I heard the kids outside, and I opened up the door. Jack and Lilly were right over here by the playhouse. If you look on Google Maps, between the playhouse and the woodshed where the swings are, they were out here looking for worms and centipedes. Because when I opened up the door, Jack said, "Look, I found a worm. I found a centipede." And I said, "Good boy. You keep looking." Then I went out, started raking up the yard here for leveling out the ground for a swimming pool for the kids. Because I was going to put one up this year. Waiting for Daniel to help me build the fence because he had to go look for his tools. Then after that, when Daniel came and helped me with putting up the 2x4s up or on the boards on the fence, I continued with the fence. Then I went back to get something to eat. I don't know what time the kids went inside or what time they went to bed or anything. And this is Friday morning. I get up at 6. I sat here and played on Facebook. I sent a thing to my brother at 6:24, and at 7:00 a.m. I went out and I did up the chickens. I get back in. I sat here. I played on Temu, which is the worst thing you can do because it's addicting. And then my brother called me at 8:48, talked for 2 minutes and 59 seconds. He asked me if I was going to town. I said no. I said I'm staying home. I'm going back to bed to have a sleep. I went back to bed. It wasn't long after that. I can't tell you how long. I laid there for a little while playing on my Facebook. I dozed off. I heard the dog bark. The kids were outside. I heard the kids. And then after that, I didn't hear nothing. Everything just went completely silent. And I don't know how long after that, I heard Daniel yelling for the kids. I figured he was yelling at the kids to get inside. Or Jack was letting my chickens out, which he usually does. He let them out a few times. So I figured Daniel was getting mad at him for that. All right, that's what I have for the timeline from Wednesday through the time Jack and Lily went missing on Friday morning. So that is from Daniel's mother, and we have now filled in those holes that have been open since the case started. So it's very helpful that she gave that information. We have added it to our current timeline. Now, like I said, you're more than welcome to go to the community page or community post or whatever it's called here on YouTube and print that out if you'd like to have for your own convenience. I appreciate you guys watching, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.